Would you buy a 2.5 kilo cake only to give it out to strangers? This video begins with some big back activities as I waited for my client to pick up her cake. The client, Tanu, who I met earlier this year at the YouTube Made For You graduation, had a very interesting concept for a cake. She was inspired by Thanksgiving and wanted to do a Kenyan Friendsgiving. That's why the color scheme is black, red and green. I had to squeeze in some of these words like how you'll be squeezing into your pants after all the Christmas big back activities. And correcting any mistakes when writing with chocolate is as simple as lifting them off. The cake was finally done, Tanu arrived, and we crossed the road from the cafe into Jivanji Gardens where she did this cute setup. This cake was to be given out to literally anyone who wanted cake, lakini sana sana kwa magays wa streets. A lot of the working class Kenyans were very hesitant about free cake, but eventually tulikuwa wasi watano so tukamwa tu tuanze. One of the street kids served all of us soda, then ikakuwa masaa ya cheaply. Tanu then went ahead asking everyone to mention at least one thing that they were grateful for. Most of the answers revolved around being grateful for life and being grateful for the cake. And honestly, that was good enough. I'm cutting the cake with the handle of a fork because despite being the baker of the cake, I forgot to carry something to cut the cake with. We distributed the cake to everyone and they thoroughly enjoyed it. In my previous video, I mentioned this. And foreshadowing, this cake disappears unexpectedly. That's because the cake was scrambled for and instead of feeding 30 people, it fed 10. And honestly, I will not blame them because we should blame Zakayo, who is the cause of these systemic issues. All in all, I'm glad you were able to spread some happiness.